guys, welcome back to my channel here in Edinburgh. These are probably counting down because it's the last week now, so I'm not sure how many of these I'll be able to fit in, but I definitely wanted to do this from it, and I've waited specifically to see how the weekend was going to roll before I was able to do this, and I was quietly hoping in the background that we'd have some luck, and we have. And I'm sitting here today with 3 of our world champions that are in the tattoo band, and I'm not sure we've ever had that before, so this was a real special highlight this year for me and the tattoo, and I thought I'd get them along for a little chat about their experience here at the tattoo, and also their experience on the weekend lifting the big prizes in their respective grades and what they were going for. So what I'll do is I'll get them to introduce themselves, and then we'll crack on through this chat. So we'll go from the far end.
Yeah, so my name is Jamie Couples. I just won the senior world title for drum major. And I'm drum major now 15 years, and I've started teaching now as well, so I've got my own class.
2 seconds.
This is where the editing's going to come. Sorry.
Yeah, you're just right through that ring.
Sorry.
We're not going to edit this, by the way.
Sorry, you only in space.
Right, so that was one of our dancers at the tattoo there. So they're going through to a special meeting, designing something for the crew going, I think, to Australia. So that'd be cool. Anyway, let's go back. So Jamie, what did you win on the weekend?
Yeah, so I won the senior world title for drum majoring.
Yep. You've been drum majoring for
15 years.
10 years.
And started actually my first parade whenever I was 2. Mum and Dad would have been part of a band, and they've went through their ranks within the bands, piping and drumming. So that's been in it all my life.
Awesome. So we'll get back to that in a second, mate. We'll expand on that part. Who's next in the middle here?
Hey guys, I'm Charles Mitchell. I play the bagpipes, and I play with the Glasgow Sky Association pipe band, and we won the Grade 2 contest, and we were the Grade 2 champion of champions.
Whereabouts are you from, Cedar?
I'm from Kingston, Ontario, Canada.
Awesome. Next.
I'm Matthew Hunter. With CD on the weekend, won the Grade 2 World Champions and Champions of Champions title as a tenor drummer, and I hail from the lovely city of Dundee here in Scotland.
Dundee. All right. So guys, how does it feel to be world champions?
There's no words to put into it.
Has that been like the for you, James? Is that like the pinnacle?
Yeah. So I've had 2 junior world titles and a juvenile world title, but they don't really compare to the senior world title. Everybody will tell you that once you get the senior world title, it's the top of the game, like, so it is.
Yeah. CD?
Yeah, like this will be my 3rd time playing in the Worlds in Scotland. Like the last previous 2 times, I was in a 4B band. We came 6th, and then the next year, 2016, I was in a Grade 3 band and we came 8th. We're really happy with our plays, and playing with the band in Scotland. You know, first go at it too, it was just like you can't put words to it. Just like it's still so real.
Yeah. Still on a high.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
How about yourself, Matt?
I mean, I don't think it's actually hit yet. I think it'll take it a little time to kick in, but I mean, working up to it, we had a very good season last season.
Yeah.
With the bands, but I think going into this season, the pipey especially put that kind of pressure on that we need as a performer. We need to come out with it. So to come out and not just take the Worlds, we'll take the champions and really kind of establish ourselves as a top band has been brilliant. I'm still recovering from that 2-day long hangover.
Yeah, this is sure you are. Can you describe the moment then? So obviously, you know, I mean, I obviously have fond memories of winning at the Worlds. So, but there's always it's that moment prior to the results, or the moment during the finale and all sort of stuff, or the mass bands at the end. You know, the anticipation. Or did you feel that you had done enough in your runs in the finals there to possibly take it out in the day, or is there a slight bit of sort of, I don't know, doubt in your minds that said, well, maybe it might not be? I had this sort of something go wrong, or a slight hiccup in the mate. Because I mean I've played at a lot of championships, or you guys have as well, but I'm still searching for that perfect performance. I don't think, I'm in true belief that it might not ever come. I think there are moments, everything are in moments, and you just have to take it for what it is. But it's adjusting, or if things happen on the day, it's how you deal with that and adapt straight away to how the outcome really. So, for you guys, what was it like in waiting for the result? Did you have that confidence there that, yeah, I think I'm gonna be in with a shot today, or was there this like, I don't know, no, we'll see how it pans out? Matt?
Yeah, I think it was a weird one, because we're very confident in both of our runs. I think we came off the medley run in the afternoon, kind of, that's the most confident we'd been. It's definitely the best run you'd had as a band, so we put everything out there. And then Grade 2 comes round, and Uddingston very deserved to take the drumming prize, and that kind of starts to kick in a little bit of doubt, because you're sat there going, okay, they're taking that, and our job's slightly harder.
Yeah.
But then obviously they read us out you first, and from that point on it's a bit of a blot. I think everyone's hollering, everyone's jumping about the place. I mean, there's folk getting kind of tackled to the floor almost. It's brilliant. But yeah, there is that moment, I think, especially.
Excuse me, I'm just gonna, because this is doing my head in, and I don't know why I'm getting so many things. Apologies for that.
But yeah, I think especially when you don't necessarily take the drumming, that doubt starts to kick in.
Yeah.
I don't know if, the pipers then kind of have to had a really good run. The ensemble needs to have been pretty much perfect, and thankfully in this case it was. But yeah, that doubt does kick in.
I mean, the grade 2 comp this year, I mean, just from looking at the entry list for it, even just hearing recordings of it, was hugely competitive, and I think grade 2 has had its ups and downs over the years, due to bands going up into the grade 1 and then coming down. But it just seemed this year that the competition was extremely tight, and like you said, if you had any weak areas in the playing, then that would be enough to knock you down a place or two, and you just couldn't afford to do that. And I think it's getting like that across all grades these days. I mean, when I played in grade 2, so that was showing my age now that I'm really old, but there was 35 bands in 1998, and there was no qualifiers. So we basically, you were hugely dependent on the draw, because you wouldn't want to be playing up front, because by the time you get into the 35th band, I'd struggle to remember what that first or second band would sound like. So you're kind of hoping, as an international band coming over from Australia, we were really hoping that we would draw down the back end of the day. And also, that'll affect also sound, because, the bands in the morning could be playing in freezing cold temperatures. By the afternoon, it's nice and warm, and the pitch is up, and it's bright, everything sounds better. So, yeah, I mean, this year, despite, especially a lot of the bands that came over from the States and things like that, yeah, there was some really good bands that were coming in. So, this, for you guys to take that win out, that's definitely got to be special for everyone involved in the team.
And like the week before, we had the Europeans at Perth, and like that's when all other bands, like also Scottish from the USA, City of Dunedin, North Stratton from Canada, they all come over. So that kind of throws like not for results, but just who's vibing for that title.
Didn't Ulster win?
Ulster won.
So that then so that then throws a bit of doubt in your head.
Yeah,
well,
it's just like, okay,
yeah. So it's either like, do we, how does the band or pipe mate and your leaders react to that? It's like, right, we're gonna take it to the next level. It's because you just sometimes you might sense doubt. It's like, oh, maybe we're not going to be a year. Maybe it's going to be the international band's going to take it this year. So yeah, it's pretty amazing that you guys stepped it up that next level.
Yeah.
To take it on, and also when you put into consideration as well that I don't know what your PAX routine would be like, but a lot of the local type bands would probably not step too far out of their normal routine. They'd have their extra packs here and there, but you'd still be doing where if you're, I don't know, from an international band's perspective, we'd be practicing every day for it to be twice a day, and just smash it. So that you basically then you are taken to the next level. So you guys must have just absolutely
could have kept to the same schedule. I think that was the mindset Donald and Les and the rest of the leadership team had going into this was you don't want to upset the balance of what everyone knows, and obviously successful tactic, but that's what they went for. So yeah,
and we had a really good draw. We were like the 19th man out of like 21, so like we were like near the very end. On the day of the green, and the weather really did throw through a loophole for us because it was very cloudy for the MSR, and then it was like overcast. It was like sun cloud, so really happy to just maintain the stability. And so Donald said anytime the sun comes out, chances are your channel's hiding in the shade and it's not cooking. So it was really challenging, but
that's a normal world day, mate. It's 4 season, so but it is you can remember. Well, the 2-day obviously format used to create havoc, especially for Fire Major. I mean, I don't know how. Well, I do know because Richard was always. I mean, he's like the messiah at doing that stuff. But it's incredible to see him work in action, really. And you're just one of his chess pieces on the board, really. He just knows what to do. But when you're managing a team of that size, to get it right, and you're going through a day where it's cold in the morning, warm in the afternoon, could be overcast, the next day is full sunshine, and you're trying to stabilize the sound and work out and understand how to get the best out of your team going, understanding that overplaying might be too much, you might need to play as much, and to have that confidence or not confidence or knowledge or arrogance or whatever, just to go, no, this is as good as it's going to be. It's not going to get any better, and it's going to be as good as anything else that's going to go out there. So yeah, it's definitely challenging, but I think that's why it makes it the world. It makes it even more special winning it like that, because you've played through everything and to get to the end result, really. Yeah. How about yourself, Jay? Because obviously, from a drum majors perspective, I know you guys are there every year, and there's all these tight heats and everything to get to the final. It's also very subjective as well as piping and drumming as well. So you're dealing with a lot of different factors. I mean, what's it like as a drum major? They're waiting for that moment before the results, because you guys are all out in front of everyone else, isn't it?
Yeah. So as you said before about trying to find your perfect run. And sort of not being able to actually know if you'll ever reach that point.
Yeah.
With your major, you can have a perfect run in your eyes.
Yeah.
But it's completely up to the judges. You could be really, really happy with your run and be placed 8th, 9th.
Yeah.
And it's because the standard of drum major at the minute is so high.
Yeah.
That it's so hard to distinguish between who is first, who is second, third, fourth. It is just so difficult to try and do that because they are so beautiful now.
Yeah.
But like whenever you're waiting for the prizes, for me especially this year, I was sort of waiting there, but my wee brother had been called out 5th before.
Yeah.
So I was still sort of working with him.
Yeah.
It was like a brilliant result with him. So I kind of nearly missed the fact that they had got to that senior results.
Yeah.
So it was just sort of we're going on to seniors now, and it was so
your focus was elsewhere.
Yeah, it just jumped straight away back to the seniors.
Yeah.
And it was, I have to say, this year, in the past couple of years actually, since the previous official used to do it, where he would have waited it out a wee bit longer, and done that sort of, and the senior drum major for the World Champions 2025 is I would have waited.
They always do that.
Yeah, but it just wasn't the same. It hasn't been the same since he's done it. It really fills the moment.
Yeah.
But just the actual moment of being called out first, yes, it's crazy. Like I couldn't get up there quick enough.
Yeah.
I seen there was a messages going up when that quickest drum major getting on the
Absolutely. And so what you had to go through a couple of heats, or was it just one heat?
Yeah, so it's a heat first, and then you get into the final. So there was 6 heats of us.
I mean in each heat there.
4.
Yeah.
4 in each heat.
Right then, because so how many go through?
8.
So sorry, in each heat there's 4.
Yeah.
How many from the heats go through? So just one.
Oh no, so you can have as many from each heat go through.
Oh,
so the heat is for us is just 4 people on at the same time.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And it's just judged all at the same time rather than having each person on individually.
Allow space.
Getting about for each person.
Yeah.
So I think there was 24 of us, roughly, and then the 8 of us go through.
Okay. And then is the final just all 8 of your ones, or are you 4?
No, it's a 4-4 again. Yeah. So this year we had I had Burnt Island District playing for me.
Yeah. So going on to that, is it quite? Are you as a drum major in the competition? You're reliant on the band being semi decent as well, because you don't really want a fight band that can't play some march music very well, as it makes it very difficult to march up and down properly to.
Yeah,
yeah. So you see, well, Burnt Island, I think they got a prize, didn't they?
Yeah.
They
We'll make back ends, yeah.
We got a really, really good band, a good 6/8 played for us. Wasn't too fast, but also wasn't really slow.
Yeah.
That really actually suited my style quite well. So
yeah.
But again, like, you're relying, because it's a 2-heat final.
Yeah.
You're relying on the weather conditions and stuff as well.
Yeah.
So like, there's been years before where the first heat's got really, really good weather and the second heat's got absolutely crap weather.
Yeah.
And it could be raining really, really heavy on the second heat.
Yeah.
Wind howling.
And you're doing
with that.
throws in the rain.
Yeah. And it's like, you practiced it in the sunshine before, like 10 minutes before, but because it takes that bit extra longer to get the bands over.
Yeah.
From their final performance as well. Yeah. It just, the weather can change instantly, and you're not screwed, but
yeah.
It really doesn't help whenever you're actually trying to perform.
Yeah. So it's from the pipe bands, because it's easy for it. It's basically it's like, well, either playing a march dress band reel, a medley, or if you're in a selection of marches or whatever. So for drum majoring though, do you have a specific routine that or things you need to tick as from the adjudicator's point of view? So you need to, I don't know, do you need to do some special sort of flourish in the middle there, and then that's a ticker box, and then they give you a mark or something like that? Or do you just come up with your own routine, and it's a set of 2 6/8 or wherever it is, or 3 6/8 that the band plays, and you've got that amount of time to do as much as you've got to do and showcase your ability?
Yeah, so basically the way it works with majoring in the first heats for the senior grade, we do a 4.5 length, which is just basically up and down 4 times.
Okay.
And then we stop at the middle but band.
Yeah.
In the final, it's then 6.5. Some years it can be 8.5, just depends on who's judging, how long the arena actually is.
Yeah. Do they make that decision on the day, or do they go on the day?
Yeah, on the day. Basically, as we're walking in, they basically tell us you're doing 4.5, 6.5, 8.5.
Oh wow, okay. And you've got to decide on where you're going to throw a few of these things in.
Yeah, because for us, we just sort of make up our own routines.
Yeah.
As long as we march in the correct time, flourish in the correct time, it's sort of up to us.
Okay.
Usually most people will do 2 front throws at the very, very start.
Yeah.
Just to sort of set their scene. I know I would usually try and do 2 front throws to start with and to end with.
Yeah.
And I got them 2 front throws at the end on the final, just because I had time to do it. But yeah, it's really up to you. The judges have preferences, and depending on whether there may be an older judge, they maybe prefer more front throws and side throws, or if they're a newer judge, they might prefer some of the newer, more modern style flourishes. It really is. You just have to sort of pick and choose what you do.
Yeah.
But
do you have do you honest this guy? Do you have like a signature move that you're like strong in, that you like to use, because you're probably strongest at this?
Yeah, I would probably do side throws quite a lot.
Yeah.
My side throws would be really strong.
Yeah.
I would have brought out so I would have done like consecutive side throws, one side to the next side, the next side to the next side. That would have been sort of my position in doing it, because I'm left-handed, but I always throw with my right.
Yeah.
So for me to actually bring it back to my left hand throw, it's not too hard.
Yeah.
Harder for a lot of people because their left hand's weaker.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
But because I'm left-handed and I throw with my right,
Okay.
I sort of have a balance that way. I always try and learn each part of the flourish. So if I learn it in my right hand first, then I'll also learn on the left hand.
Yeah.
So that I can't just swap between and when I need.
Yeah. Let's see with so you're quite a young John Major as well. So, and I know that if you look, I mean, over the last sort of 20 years, the age of players in the grade 2 and 1 bands has become lower and lower and lower. You know, so it's a lot more younger people that are making. I mean, I was watching. Well, anyway, it's like I was watching shots there on the weekend at Pipe Corps and just looking around going, look at all these young people. I was saying that's like the top end where I remember growing up from watching grade 1 bands, and there'd be hardly any 18-year-olds in there, or to be, you know, in their mid-20s or late 20s. But you're seeing it a lot higher quality now in the junior ranks. Is it the same for drum majoring? Are we seeing like a big group of, a strong group of young drum majors coming through now that are start like this, like the next generation, like yourself coming through and filling these, you know, winning these championships?
Yeah, you're really seeing a big turn, especially in the last maybe 6 or 7 years. You've had a lot of what we would maybe call the older generation sort of moving to judging.
Yeah.
Just they've done their time. They're happy to sort of retire at that point and can discourage you to petition.
Yeah. Which will happen to you guys as well at some point. Yeah.
Potentially, yeah.
Essentially. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Well, from a five for John Major, but from I'm not sure. Like I'm still in two minds about becoming an adjudicator. I enjoy the playing side. Too much. Yeah.
Yeah. But to be fair, going back, like it's probably harder for some of the older generation to actually amend to what you can flourishing wise.
Yeah.
You have a lot of the younger ones coming up and coming through that are sort of being taught flourishes at a younger age.
Yeah.
To a higher standard first.
Yeah.
Compared to maybe like whenever I started learning some of the flourishes, I was maybe a bit older than some of the ones that are coming through now.
Okay.
So it really does depend though how much fear you have.
Yeah.
Because obviously if you're doing like flat throws, it's the spinning above your head whenever you're throwing it, that could come down and hit you in the head really easily.
Yeah.
And then there's other flourishes that obviously the one throw it over the back of your shoulder at the other side.
Yeah.
Again, like you're blind to that you could literally just hit you in the head and the back.
I'd literally knock myself out by trying to.
He was probably busiest of that from memory.
Yeah. Like I was the second junior one.
Yeah.
I got onto the stage at the Worlds with a black eye because I was in Holland the week before.
All right.
And I did a front throw and the furl of mace, the bottom of the mace, came down and chipped my cheekbone. And yeah.
Ouch. Yeah. That's why I was never John Major.
You're not going to do that.
So a really good question actually for you guys, because obviously you're doing the tattoo as well. So how have you found balancing that? Because a lot of people probably watching this as well will assume, you know, you can either really do one or the other. But I've always been a thing that you can be a world-class player or drum major, you know, etc., and still take part in things like this. It's just about balancing all that. But how have you guys found this month really? Because you know it's the you know, it's a busy schedule that we have here. You know, literally, you know, every night marching up and down that Esplanade and all the rest of it, and then, you know, then to switch from this mindset to then putting on the competitive mindset for stepping out and remembering everything you need to do for that. So how have you found that, CD?
That was probably like the area where it's just like, okay, you just need to like focus on each aspect, like with the performance, you gotta make sure that your dressing is all good. You have to know where you have to be at certain times for all the sets and whatnot. So it's a different mental drain in a way. Like the music this year for the whole tattoo, like there was a big tune was like technicals, Mason's Apron. So it's like a lot of big tunes, so it wasn't too bad. And then making the switch over to the convenient band side, it was really just focusing about that good blowing, good tone, making sure everything that our correct major wants, or like the lead tip wants, make sure that everything is like spot on every time.
You were worried. I think you gathered at the start of this month a bit of hesitation. Because I remember getting a few messages through, and I was just like, "Don't worry, man. You'll be fine. Just chill. You'll be all good."
Doing both the tattoo and playing with the competing band was like the first thing for me. So like at the beginning, I was a little nervous as to how I was gonna manage it, but like the leadership team, you guys took care of us, and you said, don't worry about it. We have a lot of like members and pilots, so you've done it before, so you just easily slot people in. So I didn't do like my thing, so it all worked out.
It will definitely work out, man. I mean, so Matt.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's kind of been a thing since I started the tattoo 4 years ago. I've just kept competing and through it. It's a difficult one. I think you need to have your own personal routine. For me, it's if we're up at the castle at night, I'm still kind of in the back of my head running through
your plans,
sets, and running just to keep it fresh. Again, fortunate enough with the leadership team to kind of allow us that time to do that and to get the nights off where you need them, but also just to the regular guys playing, because they're more than happy to, if I say, I need someone to cover me on, say, a Thursday night so I can get to bands, I'm more than happy to just jump in and do it. And that's important. But I think, your basic skills are the key thing. I think if you're a piper drummer, either a drum major, you need to have that base level of knowledge about your instrument, skills about what you're doing, so that, even if you are doing a tattoo set, nothing changes. The drone strikes, for example, piper are still bang on every single time. It's opportunities to, you're maybe not playing sometimes the most complex tune. The basic skill that you're using, the fundamentals. Yes, exactly. So if you're touching that bag on a drone strike, for example, as a piper, it's like that. And you can do that even while you're doing the show. The opportunities are still there. It's about taking what you have to do privately, what opportunities you've got to practice, whatever they may be, and using them. And I'm assuming it's the same for drum major as well. Even if you're not flourishing, you're still getting the basics right of manoeuvring the mace and getting your drill on point, and it's a good opportunity to run it.
I would also argue against that, because obviously we're here as a military foundation. So the military drills are different for the competition.
That's right, because I remember when you did like the drum major workshop, and you were trying to mix the difference between the competitive aspect of what you guys would do as opposed to the military aspect. It was quite interesting to see that.
It's not extremely different, but there is aspects to it which, for example, with the military stuff, you're more of like flamboyant style, rather than with competing, you're more of you're really upshot. But then suppose you're looking at it, maybe both are sharp, but just in a different way. But I find it crazy the fact that you guys are able to sort of just completely switch from playing competition style to just going and playing at the tattoo and just playing those same tunes over again for 3 weeks straight, and then jumping straight back into the competition.
It's very different. It's a different mindset. I'm just going to check something here, because I didn't do this with the girls before, and it stopped recording. We've got about 6 minutes left. So going back to, because obviously you've got the mace here, but let's have a look at it, because it's I did hold it last night, but there was always this thing with the world's grade 1 trophy. You didn't want to touch it because you think it's like bad luck, so I'm never going to win this, so but I'm not holding it, so well, I don't think I don't think I can do it, to be honest, but it was amazing. Look at, you won't be able to see it on the camera, but there's literally so many names on this mace from all the world champions over the years, and there's some amazing history on this. So mean, last night, I mean, for a lot of people who won't know, it was the very, very first time that we've ever had a tattoo, the world champion, senior world champion drum major on parade, and that mace on the Esplanade. So I think from like, because when you were announced, world champion of the night, I think we were just blown away, because it was like, wow, this is going to be, there's a lot of firsts here. So yeah, so you're part of a little bit of history there, the tattoo, not even just for the REMT band, but last night for the mass pipes and drums to have that on display, it was incredibly special. And then it was just happened to be, it was your note leading us down the Royal Mile. So I'm actually gonna put some footage on the top, because there was some video camera, so I'm gonna try and get some of that and put it over the top of this interview at some point. But yeah, that must have been a real special moment.
Yeah, it really, really was. Actually being able to take this mace out onto the Esplanade was just incredible.
Yeah.
Just the whole aspect of you're out there with the world champion mace.
Yeah.
Just takes it away. Like, the fact that nobody else
You feel taller than everybody else.
I felt taller. The mace is taller than me, so
Well, it was. I didn't have my Glengarry on. It would literally get taller.
yeah. So, but like actually, like being out there with it, like no one's ever won the worlds and done the tattoo at the same time.
Absolutely.
And brought the mace out.
Yeah.
And actually being able to walk down that river mile into that sea of people.
Yeah.
Very, very bottom. Just
It was amazing, man. You'd see, because the pipes and drums are sort of like mashed in behind, but it's like that's like the prime moment for the drum major to lead down the mile, and it's like what everybody, when they come to Edinburgh, if they don't go to the show and they see, they come to that barrier just to watch the mass pipes and drums for all the performers, but then finish with mass pipes and drums coming down the street. So, if you're there last night, you would have seen Jamie marching with this very special mace. That all the competing drum majors around the world compete for, and that was on display last night. So yeah, that was pretty cool. I know that everyone, and I know that people in Tattoo were excited about it, and I know that the band, all of us were like, this is really cool, because it's, I think a lot of people see the tattoo as this secondary thing, it's like, and I guess that was part of the reason why I came across, being a competitive Grade 1 world champion in the past, to show that it's another side of performance, and I think a lot of people, there's so many people who think negatively about it, which is sad, because it's a whole other aspect of what we do that you can really enjoy doing. And we put, we're playing in front of like 9,000 people a night. I mean, literally last night, you went out with the mates in front of probably more people than you did on the weekend, and you got to showcase, your achievement there. So yeah, I think it's really good to have you guys here as ambassadors for the fact of being able to achieve being a world champion and put all that effort you've done to get to that point, and also balance the routine or the scheduling of the tattooing with that. And I think hopefully people watching this saying, well, actually, I might want to do that too, because it is doable. It just takes a lot of discipline and hard work in the background. Yeah, if you do put the things in place, you can do both. And you guys are a great example of that, and hopefully that's reflected in this video. But so thanks very much, guys. I'm going to finish it there because we're going to run out of battery life on this thing. But it's a pleasure to have you in, and it's a pleasure to have you in the team this year, more so. And hopefully this week you can reflect on the weekend, and and you'll have moments where you're sitting there and just recap the weekend and go, wow, yeah, I actually did that. And then once this week is done with the tattoo, then you can get some rest in now that you've had a very, very heavy month. So and then refresh again and reassess what you're going to do. Obviously next year you want to go and do the same again, and that's really it. So
next year,
yeah. So thanks, guys, and
thank you all.
Yes, thank you. Thanks for watching this video, and if you really enjoyed everything, then I'm going to do the old like and subscribe to my channel. And all the videos I've done this the hand thing, but we're too far away, but we can do it anyway.
Yeah.
We'll go on the count of 3.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.